Salam, hello, and welcome to another episode of Silly Points Cricket. I'm joined here with Taufeeq Mian virtually once again, and it is nearly the end of the PSL. We have reached the eliminators, the qualifiers, the playoffs, whatever you want to call it, and the four teams are Multan, Lahore, Peshawar, Islamabad. Sorry Quetta and sorry Karachi fans, but you really did not deserve to be there. You know what? Neither did Peshawar deserve to be there. He just sprayed through.
Hey now.
No,
We always make
man.
our way to the playoffs.
Yeah, you always make your way, but this year it could have been, if Quetta was there, it might as well have been them. Or I think, three teams had gone, that would have been fair. But nonetheless, Peshawar is there. Islamabad, Lahore, Multan, Tawfiq, the first game is going to be Lahore versus Multan to go straight into the final. Then the next two games are going to be eliminators where Peshawar will play Islamabad, and then the winner of that will play the loser of Lahore versus Multan. Who do you think, first of all, who's going to win the big one? The game I'm most excited to see, Lahore versus Multan.
Lahore has been an interesting team. So they are the only team that have beaten Multan Sultans, yet they are also the only team that has lost to Karachi Kings. So
Yep.
I don't know what that says about them, but if this is a year of breaking streaks, this might also be the year where they win the tournament. And so I'm thinking with the home advantage as well, and historically they've been very close games with Multan Sultans in terms of ratio of wins to losses against them in prior PSLs. I think they'll edge away, at least in the qualifier.
Lahore?
I don't know what's going to happen in the finals, but I think Lahore is going to beat Multan in the qualifiers.
Without Rashid Khan.
Without Rashid Khan.
And the top scorer is going to be Shaheen.
Yeah. No, I think it'll be the other Pathan. It'll be Fakhr Zaman.
I think like the surprise of this PSL had one of the biggest surprises been Shaheen. He has learned how to bat. I mean, some of those shots he was hitting, I don't think if you told Shad Masood to hit some of those shots, he would be able to.
They were creative indeed, but honestly, a lot of them were edges. But credit to him. Boundary is boundary, runs are runs, right?
Right. I mean, when you look at some of the players, Asif Ali, who's failed, credit to Shaheen.
Yeah.
But okay, you're picking Lahore for game one. You know what? I can't look past Multan. I don't think Lahore is that strong without Rashid Khan. Haris Rauf is still expensive. David Wisa has even picked up a wicket the entire tournament.
I have no idea, but I was looking at the stats here recently, right? And Naseem Shah has outperformed Haris Rauf. Not only just in wickets.
Naseem Shah has been fantastic.
Not just in wickets, but also economy rate. That's saying something. 8 months per over in 10 games? Wow. Kudos to him, man.
Yeah. Naseem Shah's been pretty good in this tournament. I think he was one of the few players who actually stepped up for Quetta. But, okay, you're going with Lahore. You know what? I mean, in my predictions, I'm going to go with Multan. But I'm still betting Lahore to win that entire tournament. But that's... So we'll go on to the next game. Well, the next game will be Peshawar versus Islamabad. Please tell me you have changed your mind that Islamabad is winning this tournament.
No.
My God, you really think Islamabad's going to win?
My man Shadab is coming back, all right? He's got a fiver. He's got 2 4-wicket hauls. This guy's coming back hard. He's gonna... Man, 7 games and he's still the highest wicket taker when everybody else has played 10 games.
6 games. 6 games.
6 games?
6 games. Yeah, and he's picked up 17 wickets, which is one more than Imran Tahir at number 2.
Yeah.
So yeah, those are pretty impressive figures. But what?
I actually he can bat, man. He's gonna be my high scorer. He's gonna be the highest wicket taker and high scorer in that game, at least.
Right.
No, all jokes aside, I think Islamabad just has to click, man. They've got to click. Shadab's gonna be back, hopefully. Asif Ali, it's time for him to do something, right? He hasn't done anything yet. It's about time.
No, he hasn't. It's been a very disappointing outing for Asif Ali. But you know what? I think given those two teams, I don't think Peshawar has the batting to really go through this. It's Malik or bust for them right now. Liam Livingston is out as well. He plays for Peshawar, correct?
I believe so, yeah.
Liam, yeah. So I think he's gone too. So Yeah, it's hard to look past Islamabad for this one. But then Islamabad will then have to play Lahore, and I think that's where Lahore. I mean, that's been my team versus your team to win this entire thing.
Yeah.
So that might be the game of the tournament for us. So then, where do you think then Islamabad's beating Lahore, obviously for you?
In the instance that Lahore loses to Multan, yeah, I'm gonna still back Islamabad. I think that,
Oh, right, because you think Lahore's beating Multan. So what happens if Multan goes and plays Islam? You're betting Islamabad will
no.
beat
At
Multan?
that point, I'll say no. Multan is too consistent to lose 2 games. I think Multan will win.
games?
Yeah. In that instance, I
Okay,
think
fair
Multan wins and goes to the final and faces off Lahore. However, if you're right in the qualifier and Lahore loses to Multan, then I think it'll be Islamabad versus Multan in the finals.
Okay, so all right, let's give you two things. Then you're thinking it's either going to be Multan versus Islamabad, or it's going Multan versus Islamabad, or it's going to be Lahore versus Multan. Okay, so in the case of Multan versus Islamabad, are you betting Multan both ways? Oh,
Yeah,
sorry, Multan versus Islamabad. Who are you taking?
Multan.
And then in Lahore versus Multan? Or is it, sorry, I'm getting confused there. Is it Lahore versus Multan, second scenario?
Yeah, second scenario, Lahore versus Multan.
So are you taking Multan in both scenarios?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're taking Multan. Okay. I think it's going to be straight, just going to be Lahore versus Multan. I don't think there's going to be any changes. So in that scenario, I'm still betting on Lahore to win this entire thing. I think Shaheen's going to have one game where he takes out the entire team, and that might well be the final.
So for it to be Lahore versus Multan all the way, you're saying that Lahore. If you're saying Lahore's gonna win all the way, that means they're gonna have to beat Multan twice in a row, basically.
Correct. Correct.
Wow.
Yeah, I think they're actually going to lose against Multan in the first game,
Okay.
and then beat them in the final. I think Fakhr is going to go through the lean patch, but he's going to come strong in the final, and that's what it's all dependent on. Because Lahore, if Fakhr doesn't fire, they lose.
Yeah.
So if it's a final, and let's just say Lahore bats first, and Fakhr gets on the first over, call it right there. Lahore is not going to win from there. Like they might have stopped trying over there. I mean, he's been the main cog.
Yeah.
But okay, so you're saying Lahore. Sorry, I'm saying Lahore, and you're saying Multan for this tournament, which is interesting because you initially had Islamabad. So
You just have to bring that up, don't you? not just the fact that
saying.
Islamabad, but the fact that I thought Multan would have been the worst team in the season.
Multan, the first team, and now you're betting for them to win both scenarios.
They've proven me
but that
wrong.
Okay, so who do you think? Like almost with Multan, it seems like if Rizwan doesn't fire Sean well, if Sean doesn't fire Khushdil well, if Khushdil doesn't fire Tim David well, so they're a pretty stacked team. So you can just we can put them to one side. Lahore, I think it's fair to say Fakhr Zaman is the key.
Yeah.
In Islamabad, who do you think will be the key? Is Shadab?
Shadab will be the key. I think both. The batting wise, you kind of need the hitters to click. And honestly, it doesn't matter which hitter it is. It's just got to be one or two of the hitters. Fahim Ashraf, Azam Khan. There's so many hitters in that team. It just somebody needs to click. But recently, the games they've lost, it's like they all flop. It's just amazing how not even a
And
couple
we're
of them
giving-
can put it together.
Right. And we're giving Peshawar no chance.
There's always a chance, but I just feel like if Islamabad, even batting wise, if they even half decently click, they should be winning every single game. The problem is I want to say 80% of the batsmen just haven't clicked, and that just doesn't resonate with me. I think time's going to catch up, or the law of averages, or whatever you want to call it.
Right, and I think for Peshawar, Haider Ali is due an inning. I mean, he just has to stay there for 8-9 overs and game over, right? But he hasn't done that once in the tournament.
But like that's been like he did really well against the Bangladesh series, the West Indies series, and it always boiled down to the fact that he turmoiled kind of in the beginning and then got off to an amazing or ended up with an amazing score and an amazing strike rate. But in T20, you can't always rely on that. Like he's gonna have to find the ability to just get going from the word go. He's been tried one down, he's been tried two down, three down. They keep moving him up and down. I don't know what he's doing. Honestly, I've been very disappointed in his role so far in the tournament.
But the other superstar they have is Muhammad Haris, who is meant to be, by all accounts, the next superstar of Pakistan. I mean, he gets going. He can also, win the game for Peshawar. So I guess those are the two guys who can really, if Haider Ali plays. But Muhammad Haris, I think, almost definitely will play.
Right.
And then there's Malik, to steer that innings. But either way, it's going to be an interesting game. So you're going Multan, I'm going Lahore. So it's going to be an interesting game. Do you have any final thoughts on that matter?
No, not really. If we're going to end the video here, I would like to say that we're approaching 100 subscribers. So please continue supporting us, and we'll keep trying to provide more and more content.
Absolutely. And we'll have some content before the final. It's going to be an interesting game tomorrow. Lahore versus Multan tomorrow. Going to watch that game 100%. So guys, thank you for watching. Please subscribe, share, like, all those good things that, we like to ask you to do. And continue watching, and we will see you soon. Thank you.